Will we play the clip?
Will I run it?
Yeah, why not?
These films with Eclipse Dine-In Cinemas Bundoran. Now serving pizza, hot dogs, ice cream, and more to your seat. Find out more at Eclipse Cinemas.
It is time to join our man at the movies, Collie. He's live from Eclipse Cinemas up there in Bundoran. And no improvement in the weather since I spoke to you last.
No, which, it's fine for cinema people. Although I must say, you wouldn't want to be doing much, Seamie, would you?
No.
So at 4 o'clock today, you came on. You said, "Oh, Collie's going to be on today instead of Thursday." I get a text straight away from my pal Dickie who says, "What are you doing tomorrow?"
Oh, yeah.
Jamie says
Mhm.
you couldn't. I wouldn't want to be up to mass crime, would I? Be caught very
No,
easily. But
no,
yeah,
no, no.
we've loads of movies this week. So many. I'm not sure we'll get them all in, but we're going to start with the fourth Stephen King adaptation this month, and I think probably the best one. It's The Running Man, which lots of people will know from the Arnie movie. We were talking off air about it. So in the 80s, when Arnie was just about when he was coming a big star, and I was talking about Arnie with Paddy last week because Predator was out, about the
Yeah.
time when he went from sort of a video B movie star to a main movie star was The Running Man. And they made a version of this Stephen King story, which was written in 1972. The book came out in 1982 and totally coincidentally was set in 2025 because that seemed like such a futuristic year when he was writing the story.
Yeah.
But Arnie took the spirit of the story like an evil game show and just made it a fun Arnie movie. But now we're getting a version that's slightly closer to the book. Will we play the clip?
I've been thinking about the show. For the next 30 days, everyone in the country is trying to murder me. And that's crazy, right?
People on these games never come back.
We have no choice. We need money for a doctor now.
Welcome to The Running Man.
Welcome to The Running Man. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, and it is really, really good. Now, what I loved about this, because I read that Stephen King book, it's actually in the same series of books as a few other big hits of his, but it's called the Bachman books. But when I read that book story, I loved it. And then Arnie's movie, and I absolutely adored Arnie's movie. But as I said, Arnie's movie they took the premise, but then they made it an Arnie movie. And it was very happy and lots of one-liners and big costumes and explosions. And what I think was great about this, Edgar Wright, who I think is a brilliant director, made Shaun of the Dead and those sort of movies. He's taken all the good bits from the serious, gritty satire that Stephen King wrote and some of the fun from the Arnie movie and put them together. So it is in a sort of future that, is a bit closer than we might like to admit, but where they've all these game shows where people are begging for money, but things go badly if they don't succeed. But also it has, it's entertaining, it's fun, it's a great soundtrack, it looks great, it's full of action scenes. But rather than being, all set in a studio, the characters running through the streets, and part of the game is to get, just normal citizens. They win $10,000 if they find them, the 20,000 if they kill them, and that sort of eyes on you everywhere. But one of the things that's cool about it, even though it's set kind of in the future, they're using sort of retro stuff. So it's in the future, but they're using videotapes. And one of the things is he has to post a video every day. So he can't just go and hide in a cellar for a month.
Yeah.
He has to be on the move the whole time. And it's very clever the way he mix sort of the future and the past together in a sort of 80s tribute. I think people are going to really enjoy this. I think you'll enjoy it if you're a Stephen King fan. I think you'll enjoy it if you're an action movie fan. And also the guy in it, Glenn Powell, maybe he's the next big star. He definitely wants to be a Tom Cruise type. He's probably just unfortunate he's coming in the 25s when the cinema stars aren't quite as big as they were. But he's really good in it. He is, like, you believe that he's
You
this
do.
good.
He looks the part, doesn't he?
He looks the part.
Yeah,
and he's a good guy, but he's also not he's a good man, but he's not necessarily a nice man. He is going to sacrifice what it takes. I really enjoy this. I think people will really like this. Go and see it.
So Running Man, when does it open?
That's open right now. You can see it
Right
from
now.
tonight.
Okay, that's brilliant. Now this, I'm definitely looking forward to this. Nuremberg, and you'd say, well, it's a story of the Nazis and all that, and but this is really good, I'd say.
Yeah, and this is the surprise of the week for me because I was mildly interested in this, but I saw the cast and said it's pretty good, but I think I'd have heard more of it if it was very good. And I watched it at 8 a.m. this morning. Not a time for normally for this sort of movie.
In the
But
dark.
I have to say, right, so this is the best thing Russell Crowe has done in years. He
Yes.
showed again why he's a proper movie star. And Remy Malek, who I'm not mad on, even in Bohemian Rhapsody. I know he won the Oscar and stuff like that. I've never been mad on him. I've never seen him better either. And one of the reasons Russell Crowe is so good in this is because he plays Herman Goring, one of history's great monsters. But he plays him, he's charming, he's
Yes.
funny, he's full of charisma. And you're going, hang on, I'm liking this guy. But of course, a lot of these monsters, the whole way they got people on side, got people to buy into their evil. They didn't turn up screaming and shouting.
No.
They did win people over. People liked them. People wanted to trust them. And then when they kind of seduced them into doing the horrible deeds that they did, people are already too far down the path.
Yeah.
But aside from the lads, Michael Shannon, who's always a really good actor, is in it. There's loads of faces that you'll know, Richard E. Grant and so on. And it's all about the trial on Nuremberg and why they decided to have a trial. Because lots of people said they're Nazis, just shoot them. And they said, no, we have to show that these people knew what was going on. We cannot make them martyrs. We have to show what actually happened and that people were complicit and how it happened as well. That, people just let it happen because it wasn't, it's like the famous poem, it wasn't happening to me, so we let it go, and suddenly you find yourself very deep in it. It's super acting. I know the story, but I didn't know the intricate detailed story, and it's one of those movies, I went straight to the internet afterwards to look up how much of this is true. So just to say that Rami Malek plays a psychologist who brought in to make sure they could stand for trial, and you can see he thinks he's smarter than Goring, and Goring thinks he's smarter than everyone.
Yeah.
Who is right? And it's kind of real battle of the wills. It's almost like a play for the first hour because it's the two lads talking, and you're charmed and you're really finding it interesting. And then you go, hang on, these are literal Nazis that you're doing. Now, the one thing about it is they're clearly saying a lot about what's going on today in this movie. And I thought some of that was maybe a bit kind of too obvious that I was kind of going, okay, I get this. But I suppose I'm quite politically switched. I read a lot and so on. So maybe it's for younger people to realize, these things aren't just in the past. And the whole point of the Nuremberg trials was so these things cannot happen again. We have to publicize them. So it's coming at a good time. I think you love this, Seamie, as a history buff. I think you love this. And again, as I said, Russell Crowe, who's done some dodgy stuff, he hasn't been better than this in years.
Perfect. Right. Nuremberg, now open.
No, that opens on Friday.
Friday, okay. Now, is this a third sequel I'm talking to?
Yeah, now you see me. A sequel that was announced in 2015 before the second movie came out. I don't know what they've been doing for 10 years, but clearly maybe magic wasn't what it used to be. Now, this is a hugely popular franchise. One that I have to be honest, never did it for me. I didn't care. It's kind of Ocean's 11 meets Magicians, right? And it's good fun and people really did enjoy it. There were two massive hits. And I think younger people just really loved the slickness of it. And it's really good cast. Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, Morgan Freeman, and they're all back for the third one. And again, so they're a group of magicians who also rob from the rich to give to the poor. So it's good fun. I think maybe I just seen too many movies, but people who I watched the first hour, then I had to come and talk to you. It is. I don't mean this in a bad way. It's the same as before, as in, if you like it, you're going to like this.
You're going to like that and you're going to go again.
Yeah, you're going to go. Like the Fast and
Furious. It has
an
audience.
They know what they're doing. They know what their fans want.
Okay, right, let's move on. I'm going to say the magic words, or am I? Is Christmas nearly upon us?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. And certainly Christmas movies. Last week we had our first Christmas movie in Paw Patrol. And now we've got our first version of Scrooge. Every year we get a new and different version of Scrooge. Now this one actually is quite fun because it's made by the maker, Grinda Chatter, who made Bend It Like Beckham. So it's really good cast. And it's a modern version of Scrooge in contemporary London, and this time with kind of almost with a Bollywood flavor, but like English Bollywood flavor. So there's the music and a mix of stuff. Boy George is in it.
I was just going to say Boy George is in it.
And so you've the Gifts Christmas Pass, and I suppose it's done as karma rather than the sort of Christian side of A Christmas Carol, but it's the same story, and it's fun, and there's lots of music and dancing and good fun. And kids are going to like it this Christmas. It's slightly different,
Great cast, and I love it. And
Yeah.
Danny Dyer, by George, you want about
Yeah.
great cast. That we know what we're going to get. Mr. Monday, is that a Mr. Monday? No, that's not Mr.
No,
Monday.
the Mr. Monday is going to be Downton Abbey, so this is going to be really popular. For the few people who haven't seen it, I have to say they really know what they're doing. It's been a huge hit this year. People love it. I can't believe it will be the last one. People like it so much, but it's the last time we're showing it this Monday.
Okay. Now, Wicked, the double bill is coming next week.
Wicked double bill will be next Thursday.
10
So you
seconds.
can see the two for the price of one, and then it's going to be the biggest movie over the next couple of weeks. It's already sold loads of tickets, but one chance on Thursday, Universal are putting the two movies on. That's about 5.5 hours. Definitely get a pizza. Shown on Thursday, and it's already nearly sold out, Seamie. These things are huge. Last year, I didn't think it'd be that popular. It's huge.
Okay, all right. That's all from Collie on the movies.